Well, of course, starting in Germany when I was 18 years old, I started racing.
For Alf Gebhardt, racing wasn't just a phase. It was the beginning of a lifetime.
So, I started racing in Germany and raced until I was 28 years old in Germany. Pretty much every track, mainly hill climb, stuff like that. And from there, I started road racing and went all over Germany, France, Belgium, Italy. And when I was 28 years old, my father died, so I didn't really had anything to look forward to in Germany, so I started traveling.
That loss sent him searching for a future, for purpose, and eventually for a new place to race.
Traveled, as far down as Africa, and came back to the United States in '69. The first year there, I already built my first race car and started racing SCCA in that area, in the Fort Worth, Dallas area, and then spread out over the country, over the years. And just kept on racing, until '92. And in '92, I got to a point where I thought, well, my reflexes are not what they are supposed to be.
For someone who's been racing for their whole life, stopping isn't easy. But Alf wasn't ready to leave racing behind.
And I thought, I want to do something with my accumulated knowledge in the racing and on the track. So I quit racing in '92 and started a driving school for kids. It was really one of my highlights, I have to say, in my career, teaching these young children how to drive a motorized vehicle. And it was not only the racing itself or the driving, it showed me how we can teach these children to be really good people.
What started as a driving school became something much bigger.
And seeing these children going through these schools where they come in with 5, 6 years old, very timid, and then the other side, the rambunctious kid, they came in, foot on the floor. It was nice to me to see after a short time where they actually merged to where they're supposed to be. The timid ones got up, put their foot on the gas, and the other side, they learned how to take their foot off the gas.
They weren't just learning how to drive, they were learning who to be.
I raced pretty much every track in the United States, from east to west, from south to north to south. And from Daytona, Sebring, Riverside, California, all up and down to Portland. From that experience I gained, I built this track. My favorite one was Daytona, So this is basically a miniature track of Daytona. The high banks, the infield.
JRP Speedway wasn't built by investors or corporations. It was built by racers.
All the buildings you see here, all the pit grandstands and everything else, we all built ourselves. And one day I looked for some land. I drove up and down the road here on 51st Street, looked for some land. There was a for sale sign outside. I stopped, talked to the owner, And a week later, I owned 15 acres of land right here with trees and cows grazing on it. I think we started like in February or March, and in July, we already had the first race with our little Indy cars here. And I think we started with 5 cars. And then over the years, I built 20 cars altogether.
JRP Speedway not only impacted Alf's life, it impacted Lisa Regal's as well.
I lived 2 miles from here, so it's always been a place where we would come. At one time, he had motocross here, so you know, we were always, if you're into racing, you're into all kinds of racing usually, so we would come down here and ever since he opened and just kind of be a part of it. But I started noticing that there was a need for assistance or help. Then once they got in there was this big financial barrier.
Talent was never the problem. Access was.
I wanted to try to create something that no one else has and help those kids keep going with the assistance of Opportunity Ride. I knew that's something I wanted to do to help the next generation to keep going. You coach them, you mentor them, you help them, and then they go out there and they're successful. That's all you could ask for.
Nothing ever can compare to racing. Once you get in the car, feel the adrenaline, there's nothing more. I started racing karts here and fell in love. With them, I have people I can talk to, communicate with, and learn from.
They've helped me be a lot more confident about everything, helped me experience more things. He's helped me with like techniques out there, how to pass people properly, and not to have my emotions out there with me whenever I'm driving and get mad. So I feel like that's the most important thing, is not to get mad out there, and he's taught me that.
What Alf started decades ago is still shaping lives, one driver at a time.
We definitely want to continue growing, get more people involved, let them know that this is a place that you can come. If you don't know anything about racing, it's your passion, you love it, or if you've tried other sports and you're just not sure, hey, maybe that's not for me, come here, let us help you, let us try it out. We want to continue mentoring kids, coaching kids, teaching them to be good citizens, but more than that, more than racing, learn about mechanics, learn about a trade maybe that they can take further in life. Maybe they don't want to race, for a career, but maybe they can take that and do something else, in their life. And so if we can be a small part of that, I think that's pretty successful.
So if you want to be part of that, you really have to work for it. There are no free trophies here, and you got to show what you can do. You got to show us how good you are, how you behave. Everything involved, is behavior and show us who you are.
Alf Gebhardt spent his life chasing speed, but what he built here was never meant to stop with him. Every lap at JRP carries something forward: discipline, confidence, and the act of living your dream.
I mean, that's always the goal. That's every kid's little goal. They wake up in the morning, see a race car on the TV. I mean, that's always a dream, and that's always going to be my dream.
And just like in endurance racing, Alf and Lisa have paved the way to victory. And now all you have to do is chase that checkered flag.